when you moved to Australia?
Yeah, I moved to Australia when I was 15 and from Dubai. So I was born and raised in Dubai and then moved to Australia.
Mm,
And we didn't have like Foxtel. Like you know what Foxtel is. And we
yeah.
didn't have Foxtel. And I'm a cricket nuffy. Like I grew up playing cricket. And I grew up being a cricket fan, a sports fan, everything. So in Dubai, I had everything. Like I had access to like watch everything. But when I
Right.
moved to Australia, like I just had fucking Channel 9 and Channel 10 and Channel 7 and like SBS. So it was like not great. And like whenever I'd want to watch like Manchester United or just like cricket or sports in general, I had to go like if I had to watch illegal live streams, and we used to have this little like internet dongle that goes in the laptop, but it was only 2 gig of data. But
Jesus. Yeah.
oh,
Right.
but you could obviously cross the like the limit, but it would charge you for it. So this one month, it was like some World Cup, and for the whole month, I was just live streaming stuff, and my mum would get the bill, and this one bill was like $6,000. Like no,
Oh my God. How old were you?
I was 16.
Oh my God,
It
dude.
was it
Six
was
thousand
large.
dollars when you're
It was
16.
large, and the bill was like like they folded up and they like put it in an envelope, and the envelope was sticking out of the letterbox because it couldn't fit in. That's how thick it was. It was just it was just too tight. It was
Dude,
crazy.
I remember like in the 90s, like I can't actually remember like how it went, but like there was like a card you put in your computer
Yeah,
and you can watch like TV on your computer.
yeah,
Is that the same thing you're talking about?
yeah,
Right,
yeah.
dude, I remember that.
It's a
My
similar thing.
father
Yeah,
brought it home like one day and we were like, "Oh my God." It was just like yeah, Israel was the same. Israel had like two channels or like three
yeah,
channels.
and you had to
And
get
then like
like
we
a.
got like the how do you call it? Do you guys have the channel that like you sell things? You know,
Oh
you
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course.
repeatedly
No,
have
cause,
the
so
yeah.
all the main channels started to become that after 11 p.m. It's like you get like fucking
Yeah, yeah,
you get
true.
like TV marketing, but it was during the day,
Yeah.
and then during the like I used to not go to school. I'd stay at home and like watch NBA or some shit, and or just fuck around, smoke bongs. I don't know, and you'd flick the TV on, and it's just cunt selling fucking just like the weirdest shit, and you're like, what is going on? So yeah, now we had
Yeah,
that.
it's such a weird channel. It is a good idea though, like compared to the time.
Yeah, yeah,
Imagine like
yeah, yeah.
consider that that's the marketing. That's like probably the biggest marketing route they had.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
How lucky we are, you know? Like
Oh,
how lucky this all this thing
oh, dude,
is.
I consider myself pretty lucky to be like I was like born in the early '90s, so I had like a good mix of not. I mean, growing up without a phone, and then I only got a phone for the first time when I moved to Australia because it was just me and my mum. So,
Right.
like a phone,
When did you move here?
2008. Uh, uh,
Right, okay. Did you speak English? Do you
yeah,
speak
yeah,
English in
yeah.
Dubai? I don't know
I
anything
spoke
about Dubai.
English.
Oh, okay.
Even though I was born in Dubai, I know nothing but English.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
yeah, yeah. Like,
Is that everyone in Dubai? I know nothing about Dubai.
nah, yeah. So Dubai is like weird. Like, obviously, like I live there because I mean I was born and raised there because like my old man worked in Dubai,
Right, okay.
and so did my mum. So but I'm of Sri Lankan descent. So my parents are Sri Lankan. My dad's name is Sri, and my mum's name is
Oh,
Lanka. Like I like this is not. Yeah,
actually,
like legit. Yeah. A
man,
lot of people.
a match from heaven,
Yeah, yeah,
man.
yeah. Oh, who knows? From somewhere. I'm definitely not from heaven though. But yeah, like
That's hilarious, dude.
and yeah, like even though Arabic was compulsory to learn in school, I went to a British private school, and
Right,
even though we were taught Arabic, like the Arabic was taught to us in English. So you're not really getting
yeah, sure.
not really like getting the proper way of learning how to speak a language. And Dubai also
Right,
the like Arabic is not really spoken the most, it's because it's such an expat environment. There's like lots of Indians,
Right.
lots of Sri Lankans. You get the Brits. You get like some of the people from like from Europe and Africa, and it's like everyone from all over just in one spot. And
Right.
it's a
What do people speak in Sri Lanka?
they speak two languages, so Sinhalese, which is what my mum is, and Tamil, which is what my dad is. So Sinhalese is
Oh,
down the
right. Tamil.
bottom,
Yeah, I
and
actually
Tamil
know
is up the
that.
top. So in a
Yeah.
small island, you get all the
Right. So even home, like when you would go home from school,
yeah.
it'll be, oh, that'll be English.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
they'll
So
speak English
my
to each other.
so my dad,
True. Okay.
my dad wanted like just old school, like I needed to be right-handed, and I needed to be. I mean, thank fuck I was naturally right-handed, but but he wasn't. So he was a left-handed, natural
Is
left.
that a thing?
Yeah, yeah,
Where like right hand has to
yeah.
really?
So he was a
Dude,
left-hander.
huge, man. That generation, man, the generation of legends, man. Like the fucking things they had to fucking put us through for the sake of you to fit in society.
Yeah, right.
Insane, man.
How wild is that? So my dad was a left-handed,
Amazing.
and his parents forced him to become a right-hander. So when he writes, when he
Crazy, dude.
writes, he can see like you notice like he writes.
His laugh just keeps going
Yeah,
up.
like he writes so in such a weird way, and when I was a kid, I was like, why are you holding the pen like a weirdo? And he's like, oh, because I was forced to become a right-handed writer. I was like, what?
Dude, that is crazy.
Yeah, and so where was I going with that? Yeah, like my dad, he just made it a point that I needed to learn in English and needed to just live my life in English. But in saying that, even though I don't speak a language, because my mum and dad used to converse in Sinhalese a lot, I can understand
Yeah.
Sinhalese if it's spoken to me. I just can't communicate it back. I can respond in English, but I
Right.
can understand exactly what they're saying. So
Yeah, it's like two different things in the brain. Like I mean, obviously it's not, but like the speaking is so much harder. Like I can understand Spanish much more than I can speak it,
yeah.
and say I mean, same with English, obviously, or like yeah, every other language that I ever tried. Portuguese, I have a bit still in me from like back in the day when I used to do capoeira.
Oh
Like I
wow.
can kind of understand words,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know, like I understand some sentences and stuff depending on where they're
yeah.
from, you know, depending on the accent,
Yeah.
because sometimes
Oh, it's
it's
yeah.
just
I can tell.
vowels. But
Yeah.
it's the same with Australians. Like with
But
Australians, the same. Like when there's a bunch of Aussies
you
together
can't
and it
understand.
just goes into vowels, you know, it's just wow, wow, and I don't understand, even though I'm surrounded, you know? But it happens to me. It happens to me the most when I'm like on the phone, you know, and I'm like when I'm trying to talk to like a bank, like I need help with someone, I have to have Millie next to me.
That is so
It's
good.
so
That's
hard.
so good. So like how long have you been in Australia for? Like what
I am 2.5 years here now,
damn.
but before I was here for like half a year
Yeah. No, I remember that.
and
Yeah.
traveling and playing, and another time I was here for like 2 months, something like
Nice.
this, maybe
Okay,
a bit
yeah.
less than 2 months because I was in New Zealand.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had like two tours before we moved here, and this time it's like the full PR, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm a part of the continent,
Australia.
man.
You're from Australia.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. In like a year, I think I need to say some things for the
Yeah,
Queen, or
yeah. Well,
I don't even know how it goes.
the
Oh, it's
king,
not
the king, the
Queen, is
king.
it? It's the
Fuck that.
King. Yeah,
You're not off to a good start.
yeah, yeah. I'm left-handed when it comes to when it comes to all this stuff,
Shit.
man.
Yeah. No, I remember.
But yeah,
I
man.
remember my citizenship test. Like you gotta do a test, and fuck,
Yeah.
I remember there was some real weird question about animals. Like, oh no, not we. It was like a sporting. It was a sporting. Something to do with sports or animals, and I'm like, are you fucking like? Is this how people fail their citizenship test? Like answering questions like this.
Is this what it takes? Is that actually what it
Yeah.
takes for me to become a citizen here? Which like it's fucking
Yeah.
solid,
Yeah, no,
you
it's
know?
good,
Like
it's
not a
good.
lot is going on. It's like something about the animals, something about the sport, and
It's like a little
something
test.
about the
Yeah,
king.
it's like a little test. You got it's multiple choice, and and they yeah,
Yeah.
and
I have a friend that's English that moved here
yeah.
and he failed the English test because he never, like, he didn't have to do an English test since school. And he failed the English test and he had to, like, apply again to be a fucking citizen, man, because of his fucking, that language that he speaks.
That's so funny because like
Yeah, man, I'll have to do that in like a year and a half, I think. I'll apply for my
oh,
citizenship.
dude, that's
I'll
exciting.
see. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
it'll be nice to have another passport.
Oh,
I
this.
think my Israeli passport will go, yeah, will go off in like a year.
Oh,
So like
yeah.
I'll have to have something in
You have
between.
to have something, yeah,
I don't know
and
how it goes actually.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. To maintain
Um,
maintain duels, it's expensive. So yeah.
should we talk about music at some
Bro,
point?
let's do
What?
it.
We're 10 minutes in.
Yeah.
How did you start with music and stuff?
um.
Because you produce. How long do you produce for?
So
Right? You have.
I was actually speaking to this about this with someone else. So I've been DJing since the start of 2018. Sorry, I'll rewind that. So
Oh, true.
I've been running parties since 2017, like burner parties, or just being involved in a crew that ran burner parties, and also like a burning scene.
Burner, like Burning Man.
Yeah, but the
All right,
Australian version.
sick,
Yeah. So
awesome. Yeah,
our
yeah,
theme camp was called Temple of Boom, and I was part of a collective
sick.
called Melbourne Dance Music Academy, which, if you abbreviate it, it spells out MDMA. So there's
Hey,
that, and then
hey.
through this, I'd already been going to festivals, but that was my introduction into into getting involved in, like, I guess, not being a punter, like actually being on the other side of it.
Yeah.
And then that really inspired me to get into music, which I was already passionate about. And yeah, started
Mm,
DJing, like started playing out in 2018, and then started producing in 2019. And then
that was fast.
yeah, yeah, literally. and and then I think I created the platform Six Sense in 2019 as well. So I already was like very much sure of what I wanted to write, what I wanted to be a part
Mm,
of, in terms of genres or subgenres. Even though I'm now moving away from that like mindset. It
mm,
I think creating Six Sense gave me an important sense of direction into what I wanted to do with myself in music. And it definitely, I think what I took out from that is I wanted to make music my like myself.
mm.
But yeah, then I just started getting my fingers into other pots, like running festivals and shit. So there you go. And then yeah, it's yeah, I don't know what my I guess position is in this world of music, but like I do everything. So it's like
Yeah, you seem to really have your fingers in every cake, man.
there, yeah, my
That's
fingers are
because you have Six Sense.
yeah,
Yeah, right. There's the Six Sense and there's digital
yeah.
structures, and you throw parties.
Yeah, yeah, like Interstellar Groove
And
is what I and Bush Techno, yeah.
oh, you're doing Interstellar Groove as well?
Yeah,
I
so
had no idea.
I'm the
And
music curator for Interstellar Groove, and
okay,
yeah.
sick. So and there's Bush
Yeah,
Techno in
with Masca Summer.
what's the name?
Yeah, Masca.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so yeah,
Oh, is that with
yeah.
Muska? Yeah.
So
Right.
we're co-partners. So yeah, in
Good.
Bush Tech. So
Awesome.
yeah, there's a bit, and obviously
And you're doing back to back to backs with all your mates in parties, and you yeah, man, that's awesome.
that bit's a holiday for
That's
me.
nice.
It's more work. It's
Yeah.
more work
Yeah.
for Tom and Patty, because I'm the DJ that rocks up
They
with.
got your back.
No, no, no. I mean, like, I've got like, no. It's just that there's no hot cues. There's no hot cues, and there's no, and also half my tracks aren't very analyzed by Record Box. So when I like sometimes when I load it
That's
up, you
hilarious.
see the track like you see the track.
Try to figure it out.
Yeah, like the fucking CDJ's trying to live analyze a track, and then Tom looks at me and is like, dude, like, what fucking BPM is this? You know? So yeah, there's a bit of chaos that I love to bring to the table in anything that I do in the music sense, like especially with parties, like I feel like especially festivals rather, not parties, like festivals. I actually like it when it's like sort of chaotic in the lead up, because then it just
Mm,
makes me and everyone around me like fucking dial in to providing the
mm,
best experience for people, like, you know, on the deck, like on the dance floor, and people that engage with our festival, whether it be an artist or a volunteer or even a punter. So yeah, it's like I do love that sense of like craziness, like
yeah, I totally get it.
yeah.
Do you have this? Do you do the same thing when you produce music?
Uh,
Do you get to
you
like?
should see my
Is
projects.
there a
It's like,
similar? Yeah, yeah.
like I'll have like 4 or 5 different channels for a bass line. Like each note will be like a different sound, but then the way it's like mixed and
Just
color,
to make sure.
yeah, just to make sure. Yeah, but the way it's like,
Um, but do you feel like it helps you when you make music? Like is it messy and then you're like, I fucking love the fact that it's messy?
uh
Or is it messy and like, I guess that's just who I am and you just deal with it?
yeah, I think the latter. I think the messiness.
Right,
I
yeah.
think the messiness it's starting to get to me a little bit. Especially over the
Right.
last, like before Fusion, I was like, oh fuck, I want to finish these 2 tracks to play at Fusion, and then I like just looking through the projects on the airplane, I was like, oh fuck, like this is where I need this is where I need to be a little bit neater and more organized. So I'm trying to implement that in my life. And I've tried to
Did you leave 2 tracks to play in Fusion? You left it to the airplane
left
to figure them
left
out?
it to the airplane.
Nice.
Yeah,
Dude, that is.
it's chaos.
And so dude, on the I when I played Boom, where I can't where did I fucking even come from? I think I came from Guatemala.
Oh
I think I
wow,
came from Guatemala.
yeah,
I think no. So we drove. Yeah, I flew into something else, and I came from the UK
yeah.
to Boom. Um, and yeah, same thing. I had the first track of my Boom set was not ready. It's like you can hear like it's not
Yeah,
ready.
yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
I had two producers friends when I went down was like, did you master that yourself? I was like, I mastered that on the plane here actually. That is the sixth version of master, and it came from these
Yeah.
headphones with no sound card, and
And no
I
sonar
didn't do
works.
a good
Oh,
job.
did you have sonar works at least? Like to, no,
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 I do have it, but
yeah,
I did not use
yeah.
it.
It's quite clunky
Um,
sometimes, but yeah, it does help. It does.
I must say that it's not it. You, I when I traveled a lot and I used to make a lot of music with these headphones and this sound
Yeah,
card, which is like most of my career.
yeah.
I'm not good at it. I'm years in and I'm still not good at it. I can't find myself. What speakers give me,
Oh
I
yeah,
can't mimic
yeah,
here.
yeah,
Dude, no matter how much I tried Sonarworks.
yeah,
I can't remember who told me. I think I heard that Perfect Stranger actually uses Sonarworks with
So
headphones.
he,
And it was these headphones as well. Or
yeah, yeah, yeah,
someone told me
yeah,
that years ago.
yeah,
And I was like, okay, if he's doing it, I'm gonna try.
yeah.
And
But he's
that was my setup for a few years. But my ears
just
just
don't
don't do the
resonate.
thing. Like I
Yeah,
can't understand the space.
yeah,
So I need an analyzer, and if it's not speakers, I need the analyzer and stuff. And even then, I forget to spread things a bit more. And I don't know,
yeah.
something about it,
I'm the
man.
same. For me, I think the core elements to, like, I guess what I like in music is kick and bass feel, and I definitely
Mm,
lose a lot of that in when I'm on headphones. Is that as opposed to when I'm on speakers, when I'm on studio monitors. At least, even if the mix is muddy, it's not that great. At least, like, if I can feel that the kick and bass is flowing right, then I know
sure.
I'm on the right path. But on headphones, I'm not getting that feel. I'm just listening to, I guess, overall dynamics, and it's like, oh fuck, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and sometimes when you're in the writing mood and not in the, like mixing mood, you like like you want to feel that, I guess, that feeling of, I guess, power, or sometimes it could be emotion in a track. It depends what style you're writing, but for me, I
Sure.
definitely, if I'm in writing mood and I'm writing anything but kick and bass, I still want the feeling of kick and bass to really to really to really fill me up. That's gonna sound really wrong, but,
No, no,
yeah.
it's a safe space, man. You can say everything.
Yeah, no,
That's the clip I'm gonna
yeah.
post on Instagram. So
Just
just
want to
really
fill me
wanted
up.
kicker base to fill me up.
Oh shit, I'm not. Yeah, I'm in trouble. But yeah, like I just want to hear it, and it's more natural on, it's more natural on speakers when you're in a space I guess in a room that you're kind of used to as well. It's more natural when you
Mm.
have it coming from like a sound, like a sound source that isn't fucking right there. So
100%.
yeah,
I also like that is how you perceive. This is how you started listening to this music,
exactly right.
especially as the fact that you were a party boy before.
Yeah,
Same, right, for
yeah.
years. So for me to judge music from here, which is not how I listened to fucking psytrance when I started, right? I mean, I did because I feel I'm on a bus when I'm traveling, whatever.
Yeah,
When back in the day when I used to travel on buses,
yeah, yeah. And now no
when
more.
bus was a
Yeah,
thing in my
yeah.
life.
Now no more because the buses are late in
Um,
Australia. So.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Transportation is horrible. Um, but yeah, anyway, it's just not. It's not the same experience. I'm with you
Mm,
completely. And the only thing that I would say for headphones that I absolutely love is actually the melodic part.
yeah, right.
The if I to have I find um when like yeah when I write ambient music, which is a thing I tend to do when I have after it's been a while since I had like long
Mm,
sessions, but when I used to have a lot of long sessions in a day, just making music, making music, making music. The last one would be like an ambient because I don't want to go to bed,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
but I would just instead of that I was just like dial down because I just instead of creating I just heard the same thing on
yeah,
loop. I know I'm not productive anymore.
yeah,
So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna make some chords and put a reverb on it and wash it out and just play with some
yeah,
melodies. And that I would always get to the point where I would close my eyes and just like enjoy that
yeah.
space, which I wouldn't get from speakers
Nah,
as much for me,
nah, 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 nah.
which is something else.
Yeah, no, it's something.
But yeah, I mean
And when you write the
that's the thing I
chords,
don't really do in tracks.
yeah,
Like the melodic emotional part I don't really do in my productions that much. So
yeah,
I
no,
guess I'm not even looking for that in speakers.
I'm like obviously like yeah I don't know if you I don't know if this is safe to say, but I'm gonna be working with you, and I'd love to hear you go down that path because I feel like you'd absolutely kill it. Not overkill it with melodies and melodic, I guess, influence, but you definitely know how to bring it in, bring it out. Sorry, bring it in and bring it out, and with that sort of like low end, I guess chunk with Tribone, and then you got the drive with Akudra. I feel like coloring over that, you'd absolutely nail it. And like I'm gonna try and challenge you in the future in the near
Yeah,
future.
you
Yeah,
already what you sent me today was already
challenging.
challenging, man.
Oh, have you?
I'll
You know this guy? You know this track and the artist? He's
Of course,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
I used to listen to like growing up in like the doof scene in
yeah,
Israel. There was like it was like hectic
yeah.
psytrance. That's how I got into the scene with a lot of friends. And then like there was just this revolution of minimal techno
Oh,
that came,
dude,
and Perfect Stranger blew up,
yeah,
and Avishai Balder blew up.
bro.
And
He's
this
yeah,
dude was
yeah,
also on the
yeah,
decks all the
yeah.
time. And it was like my golden era of like
That's
everything. I discovered everything. Life
yeah.
was so colorful back then, man. And that yeah, he's a part of those people that made my
Oh,
life
of course,
absolutely
yeah.
amazing
No, like,
in those
and
years. So yeah,
also for me as well. Like when that came to Australia, to the Australian doof scene, like I've mentioned this like when I compiled the ninth edition of At the Crossroads a couple of years ago. I did
mm,
like a Instagram promo vid, and yeah, I mentioned that how I actually got into music. Like I used to go to doofs and party, and just I was a party boy. But my focus wasn't really on the tunes. It was more like on the other stuff that that
Sure.
comes in bush stuffs. Yeah,
100%.
exactly.
Yeah.
But I knew who, like, I knew the names. I knew who Perfect Stranger was. I knew what was going
Yeah.
on. But when he played at Yamea in 2016, and he
Mm.
played this. He was meant to play 5 hours and then and close and close actually the event, but the night there was a Mad Monday, but the festival organizers and police asked Yuli if he could keep playing because if the music stopped, everyone was going to go like they were going to go pretty loopy. So he ended up playing for 12 hours. And
Oh my God.
right, exactly. And yeah, like he's obviously telling me like stories about like wanting to urinate and XYZ and like yeah, he was just stuck there playing. He obviously had a ball, but he played five
Yeah.
hours of Perfect Stranger and that sort of energy.
Uh-huh.
I wasn't too well versed with his tracks. Nowadays, I can ID everything that he plays, so he doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, I
But
bet.
yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah. So he played that energy like up here, and then
Yeah.
when the sun was pretty much down, the BPM started to drop and drop and drop, but he was dropping it, and everyone's thinking, oh, everyone's gonna go to bed because he's dropping BPM. Nah, the opposite.
Mm.
Everyone's like, fuck, like they're like, holy shit, we can start to like our bodies are starting to dance more because the BPM is slower.
True. There was more
Yeah,
space.
more space, but the kick bass was like even stronger. Like kick bass was like
True.
hitting us in the chest. Like here, before it was like here. Now it's like fucking it's like right there. And there
Yeah.
was this girl that was dancing in front of me. I was like in love with her the whole festival, and like she started to dance in a way which she was like not breakdancing. She was like almost like gliding across the sand, but like her body and she would then like her body would break in the joints, and it looked so cool. And I was like,
Yeah,
"Fuck,
right.
holy shit! Like, what is this guy playing? Like, what is this guy?"
What was it?
It was just digital structure. He was playing digital structures, and the
Oh, true. That's
and the
hilarious.
exact tune that I remember because this girl was like dancing to it in such an insane way was Life Oscillations by Mida, and it was
That's
a
hilarious.
Yuli re-edit, but I didn't know this at the
Right.
time, but I remember the melodies and the bass line and
Right.
everything.
That's hilarious,
And
dude.
literally, as soon as I got into the car and we were driving back to Melbourne, I actually couldn't drive because I was, under the influence. So I got someone else to drive. And the
Mm-hmm.
whole car ride, I'm like perfect stranger. And I'm listening to everything until I found a byproduct, like he reposted something off digital structures. And I was like, oh,
Uh,
let's click that. And I clicked that. And the first couple releases was that Life Oscillations track because it just come out.
that's
And I was
hilarious.
like, holy fuck! Like I've found it. I've found this music. I thought I was never gonna find it. I found it, and it
Yeah.
changed my life, man. Like, yeah,
Dude, what a
that
moment.
was the
That's
moment. That was the
amazing.
moment. Yeah,
Those stories don't always stay like that.
yeah,
That's well, those stories. It's like, yeah, there was this track. I wish I knew what that track was, and that's just
yeah. Just
a mystery you have in your
hundred
life, man.
percent.
I can't believe you found the
Yeah,
track.
no,
That's
dude, I was
hilarious.
I was on a mission. I still hadn't slept from that night. Like I was still like going, and then I had to leave the festival, and yeah, I was just like my mind was so fixated on this track, and I found it. Then I found the label. Then as soon as I got home, I just did like a deep dive into the label, and I was like,
Right,
holy
yeah.
fuck! Like, what is this music, and why?
You've discovered your place in the world.
Dude, exactly right. Like, and it like
How did you end up playing working with digital structures? How did that come to be?
So during COVID, I was so before DS, I was the A&R and label manager of Basic Records with Ziggy because Ziggy was
What's A&R?
artist and repertoire. I found this out only a couple of years ago. I didn't even know that. But basically, I would help. I would help pretty much siphon through like music and find the best ones that I thought would fit the label based on my, I guess, taste in music and also an
Mm-hmm.
understanding of what people would like. It needs to be like a healthy mix of what you stand for and what people and what people would like, and also sometimes when you listen
Sure.
to a track and you're not really connecting with it, but you know that like it's got elements that would work on a dance floor. So you
Mm.
still got to give it a chance. But back then when I was working with Ziggy on Basic and obviously Six Sense, I was way more particular in what I wanted. Like I was fixated on what like just certain things that I liked.
Yeah.
And this all changed obviously as time went on, especially when I partnered up with Yuli. But yeah, I was it was COVID. Six Sense was obviously a thriving platform during COVID. I think COVID was a blessing in disguise for aspects of my life, and Six Sense was one of
Mm.
them, and music was obviously another one. But yeah, I wanted to turn Six Sense into a record label instead of it being an events brand slash like a like a platform for psychedelic music to be promoted. And
Mm.
yeah, I wanted to turn Six Sense into a record label, but then I was uh, thinking about this like idea, like the desire to have my own record label, and then I was like thinking, hey, like, what's the one label that I love like the most? And
Mm.
Digital Structures is like it's like a no brainer, and because that platform absolutely it fucking changed my life so
Mm.
much. Like, possibly the thing that has changed my life the most is hearing music from DS at that point in my life. So
Right.
during COVID, I'd noticed the label had been super inactive, and when it was
Mm.
active, it was music that was like still awesome music, but I just felt that there was like I thought that Yuli was just not in the space to be running a record label in a consistent fashion. So I
Yeah.
messaged him and I was like, and knowing the history of Digital Structures, it was formed by Minilog, who were also known as
Mm.
Sonkite. Like obviously Minilog is a famous
Yeah.
minimal techno name, and then and it was a vinyl only record label, and it was bought in 2008 by Yuli. Then Yuli made it
I
a
didn't know that.
yeah, and then Yuli made it
All right.
a digital record label, which started releasing, I think, late 2009. So
All
he
right.
obviously approached artists that he admired and realized that label was becoming like in a way stagnant. And then he took that
Mm.
platform because that label would have impacted him in some way. And then he started doing what he believed
Mm.
in via that label. So I emailed him with this train of thought. I was like, "Oh, like I know you've owned the label since, 2009, and I think it's time to pass on the baton."
Did you say that the first time you're talking to your hero? Is this the first time you've ever
like con,
talked to him, or you met him
not
before?
like I've warmed.
Oh my
I
God! Is
support.
that? I can't believe that's the first sentence you
Yeah,
chose.
so I've warmed up for him in. I've warmed up for him at a gig, and obviously with Six
Okay.
Sense, because we used to do like a lot of like track premieres and stuff. I would not directly liaise with Yuli. That was Ziggy, because Ziggy is Yuli's
Sure.
Australian agent. But Yuli definitely knew who I was, but I didn't know that. I had no idea that he knew who I was.
Right. Yeah.
I was none the wiser, and so I emailed him this like fucking massive essay, think like saying how awesome it was that this label had changed my life, but I feel like it's time to pass on the torch. And I was giving him like a list of things that I'm capable of, and blah 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 blah, and how this would work out, and to
That's huge.
how this would work out, and how he could, how this would transfer over to me running the label. And he literally messaged me the day after his birthday. So he discussed this with his wife, apparently in like a jacuzzi or a hot tub on his birthday at some hot springs. And his wife was like, "Yeah, I think it's a good idea to engage with him in a conversation and see where this goes." And the next day he emailed me back. So I hadn't heard from him for like 7 days, and I was like, "Yeah, this guy's
Right.
not gonna fucking read this email. Like he's gonna be
Yeah,
like."
yeah, 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 yeah. Probably shouldn't have said that. Yeah.
And then yeah, I get an email back saying, "Hey, are you free for a call?" And
Oh my
are you
God.
free for a call? What's your details? And I sent him my deets, and then he messages me straight away on WhatsApp. He's like, "Are you free now?" And I'm like, fucking, like I normally don't get nervous. Like honestly, like I shit you not, through sports and whatnot, I've learned to deal with nerves and not give a fuck. But
Right.
this one time, he was like, "Yeah, I'm good to call you." I'm like, "Fucking!" I like went to the bathroom and was like do my handshake because I was
Yeah, yeah.
you know? So I looked like a scruffy
Oh,
fuck.
really? Yeah.
Yeah, I looked like a scruffy. And then yeah, he calls me and I'm shaking like I'm nervous, but
That's
we end
hilarious.
up we end up talking for almost 5 hours on WhatsApp video
Oh
call,
my God.
almost 5 hours, and it was a conversation where he was trying to get to know me, and then
Mm,
it quickly became this dynamic of us trying to get to know each other and see if we,
mm.
like in that initial moment where we're e-meeting,
Yeah.
where if we were a good fit for each other. So he straight away said, "You're not going to own the label." Like, for like 100%. He's like, "You're not owning shit." I was like,
But if you want, yeah.
but I was like, "Oh yeah, but I could, slowly buy my way into it." And he was like, "Nah, that's not happening as long as I'm alive." I'm like, "Okay, fair call." Like,
Fair.
and
Yeah,
I
fair.
and I was like, I was thinking, "Oh fuck!" Like, see, initially I thought he can't be. He is in a CBF mood in terms of dealing with running a record label as a consistent model. It takes
Yeah.
time, money, energy, dealing with lots of moving parts, and obviously,
Yeah.
Yuli being Yuli, he's got a family. His wife's got a business. He's also a touring artist, like a consistent touring artist. Got his own music to, give a hoot about. I just thought that he
Yeah.
was going to be happy to, like, be like, "Oh yes, there's another."
Let go of one project in my life.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
a very,
Makes sense.
it's a very heavy project if you want to maintain a certain standard. But
Yeah.
yeah, he straight away he's like, "Nah, that's not happening." But let's from this point onwards go 50-50 in the label. I was like, "Dude, like this is way better than what I would hope for because I'm actually working with my like my idol in a sense.
Yeah,
Like
you have other stuff.
yeah, like I was
Yeah.
like, dude, like I didn't even think his mind would have been there. So for me, this is like the biggest win, and yeah, man, like in
When did that happen? When was this?
at the so the conversation started at the very beginning of 2023. Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
okay.
So the very beginning of 2023, and yeah, man, like
How many releases have you done in digital structure since
oh,
then? You
there's
know?
there's a there's a lot. We had a break. So I'm gonna count this. Yeah, Bandcamp. Fuck, it's become a thing where I can't even give you a number. But my first release that I was involved in
Because
was
you just told me you're doing like a release every 3 weeks
yeah,
now, which is
yeah,
insane. That's so
yeah.
much.
We are
That's
releasing
crazy,
every
man.
3 weeks. So the first release I was involved in was a 1 million the first single off the 1 Million Toys album, which is called Cosmopolitan. Featured a Sphero remix, and then from then on, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 into four is I think 21. So yeah, 21 releases but we took a pretty sizable
It's
break
huge.
in between after 2023. Wait, where are you? Where'd you go? Yeah, after 2023 boom.
Mm,
And I was in Europe for like maybe a few. Oh no, sorry, not 2023, 2024. Last year. I was overseas for
oh
three
yeah,
months and you know what it's like. You're overseas, you're playing gigs and like
yeah,
yeah.
living your life.
Living a good life,
Yeah,
yeah. And yeah,
it's
like I lost track of time and Yuli also was like, if I'm doing this, I need the other person. So yeah, I think it was a 4 or 5 month break. And then we came back, but since we've been back, it's been every 3 weeks. Every 3 weeks.
oh
Yeah,
really?
every 3 weeks since
Damn,
since
dude.
December 2024, and it's looking like we're going to be carrying on this until Azora 2026. So like
Oh
yeah,
really?
yeah,
Jesus.
yeah. So like we're just yeah. I think to run a successful label where the artists it you're not going to see it straight away. Some releases you will see it straight away because of the popularity of, I guess, the artist that is releasing music, or if the music is like hectic good,
Mm,
or if the music has been played at some like massive festival before the release, then you'll see the release when it
mm-hmm.
comes out. Like hot pancakes, like like the results are very much there to see. But if you're releasing music consistently as a label, over time you will see the benefits of that as a label, as an artist, and I guess anyone that's connected to that sort of stream of business. When a label is releasing music sporadically, and there isn't a consistent line, then
Mm,
it's harder for that release to either generate interest or revenue. So
true.
yeah, that's why.
Can I ask you a question? What's the biggest lesson from working like that? Like because that'll be what's like by the time you're finishing with one release, you already have like four lining
Yeah.
up
So
with one or two in the works already.
so I think
Like,
yeah,
are you considering you're a messy person that brings the chaos everywhere?
bro.
Are you bringing the chaos to like releasing every 3 weeks? 'Cause
it
you
is
probably
it
do
is
need to
it
be on
is
top of
ca-
your fucking.
but yeah, yeah. If Yuli's watching this, I feel like this is another reminder as to what the fuck kind of decision he made when he decided to work with me. Because he is Doctor Chaos as well, which I love.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
yeah, like files everywhere, and but he's also a man of order, but I think
Mm-hmm.
in here it's Doctor Chaos. He's a chaotic man.
Creative people,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah. Of
That's
course,
it's a
yeah.
part of it all,
Oh,
man.
fucking oath. And
Yeah. So what would be your biggest
the
lesson
biggest lesson I
from
think
from
is
working in a record label of this size?
this size trying to maintain the consistency. I think is to. I think the biggest lesson I have gotten out of working with digital structures is to not pigeonhole the label into a certain style, which I love. I'm
Mm,
a guy of like diversity, especially in music. I like all kinds, but with in terms of diving deeper into that, when I get like a demo from an artist, not a demo like we ask artists for music or we get demos, then I used to be in a habit of nitpicking the track. Like I would nitpick the like certain elements of a creative piece of work, and then
mm,
I got taught this valuable lesson from Yuli, where it's like, look, if the core elements are hitting well, like as in that they sound good, then the artistic expressions, if they're taking away from that, then yes, we should analyze that. But if they're not really
mm.
taking away from what's important, like when the piece of
How it
music is
feels.
like hitting you right there, then just let the
Mm,
artist be I just let the artist be who they want to be, and that is the biggest lesson I've learned. Because I worked on an album with an artist, South Zone, and South Zone's a very talented producer, especially under the name Resonant. He's more famous as
Mm-hmm.
Resonant rather than South Zone, like a Sangoma Records artist. But South Zone is obviously like a quite a young project in his world, of him being a producer and a touring artist. But lots of that Sangoma Records creeps into the techno,
True.
and
Oh, sick.
yeah. It's awesome. Like,
Sagoma is like dark, isn't
yeah,
it?
it's dark, squelchy. Like, it's got
Right.
all the
Right.
drip drop
Okay. Oh,
elements. Yeah,
awesome.
and
Trip
yeah,
drop.
the drip drop. That's what I would describe it. But yeah, when he wrote the album, I was like, oh, okay, like it's a massive body of work. Album's no
Mm,
joke, but you're trying to, I guess, create a point of difference in that album, and yeah, like
mm,
I was just going in on it feedback wise. I was like, that needs to go, this needs to change, like blah 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 blah. I was like just really going in on it, and it actually took me a lot of time. I had to do like two tracks at once. Like, like two tracks,
yeah.
and then I'd
Right.
have to take a break for like 2-3 weeks, and then I'd have to come back, and then it
Right.
got to a point that experience taught me a lot about okay, let's make sure the core elements are very much aligned with what we want and the overall message
Mm,
of the track, because we have some standards that we like to uphold ourselves to, but other than that, like, let
mm-hmm.
the artist be who they want to be, and giving them that
Right.
freedom of who they want to be is something that I have learnt the most, I think, because before DS, I was booking lineups for festivals, and but I was booking them with like a meticulous or particular sound in mind for that time of day, So I
Yeah.
carried over that
Yeah.
mentality to record label, and then over time I learnt that, hey, yes, do that to a certain point, and then just let go. The other
Yeah.
lesson that
It's a funny thing because you're supposed to your judgment is your power. Like that the point is that you judge
yeah,
what's going on for the sake of because your judgment is the filter,
yeah.
but their judgment as the artist
Mm.
is like it's at what point do you say like that was not that this thing don't do this thing.
Yeah, well,
Like it's a hard thing
it
to
is hard, and I think, like, if I'm
maneuver.
100%, and if I think that if I know that I'm already going into I guess this mode of feedback and more feedback and more
Yeah.
feedback, that means that I'm already kind of like, I've already kind of signed up to this, I'm not going to go feedback,
Right. Yeah.
feedback,
Yeah.
and then
You want this to work.
yeah, exactly. Feedback, feedback,
Yeah.
feedback, and then I'm like,
Yeah.
nah, like, see you later. Nah, it's so I think rather than trying to cram artistic freedom, it's more like, how can we increase the potential of the tracks when they need that kind of feedback, and that's the
Yeah.
biggest lesson I've learned, is by separating what is cramming artistic vision or artistic freedom versus what can be done better to increase the potential of this track, in terms of journey wise or dynamics, or just something as simple as, kick bass needs to talk to each other better. So, like,
Right.
so yeah, like, that's where I've learned the biggest lesson. And I think the second biggest lesson I've learned is, if you want to maintain consistency with the record label, is try cut out as many moving parts as possible, because
Right.
many moving parts is definitely more producers, remixes, XYZ, because the more moving parts you have in a release, the more it's going to slow you down naturally, unless you're
Sure.
working
Yeah.
unless you're working fucking 8 months in advance, which is not how we, even though we are in a position where we have music to
Yeah.
fill up that spot, it's not viable to have like a release with 4 or 5 different remixes, because then you're waiting on some dude, and then you're chasing up someone. Then you got to give feedback to those remixes, and you got to like have
Yeah.
mixed feedback
Yeah.
on those. So, and it gets a bit time consuming, because we're not Yuli and I, we're organized, and we're also chaos. So
Yeah.
it's organized chaos is the best way to put it. So
Yeah.
in it, like the way we work and our workflow, which is quite flowy when it's going all good, means that we want it to be as smooth as possible. So we try and make our own bed to replicate that feeling of it being as smooth as possible. So
Right. Yeah.
that
And I assume you have like systems in place already to
yeah,
make it.
yeah, 100%.
Like when an artist comes, that's how you onboard an artist. That's how you. Yeah.
100%. And
Right.
like it's gotten to a point where sometimes I receive demos where I'm like, oh, whoa, like, and look, it helps being it helps sort of like being a guy that runs a festival, does like music curation for festivals,
Right. Yeah.
versus the times I go overseas every year to DJ and just to travel, and you meet like-minded people, producers, like in the scene. So
Yeah.
a lot of the times I get messaged with music, and that's a blessing, because I'm actually getting more music that suits us, rather than rather than it
Oh
missing
yeah.
the
Right.
point. But sometimes a
Yeah.
person that I haven't met will just be like, oh, don't even know if will just send me a track or two, and I'll be like, dude, like, what the fuck, like, this is sick. And that's awesome, because it, again, like, it bridges the gap we have as like human beings. It's like the
Yeah.
medium of music sort of, it helps us connect, and then also like we get to unveil a sort of like new artist or new kind of sound to the label, where we
Yeah.
think it's working. And yeah, that's I think
That's something that's nice because you have to keep your standards, but like your standards wouldn't be the amount of followers someone have. It'll be if your music is good or
yeah,
not,
yeah, yeah, dude,
which
we
is
don't give a
an
yeah.
awesome way of doing
Oh,
it, you know?
100%. We don't care. Like, oh, I couldn't give two flyings, and neither would Yuli. Who the artist is, and what, like, as long as the music sounds like where we want it to sound, like, in terms of, there's a lot of factors that,
If you would play it in a set.
dude, that's the thing. Like, so Yuli, like, if Yuli plays, because he's obviously playing the big gigs and the big slots and whatnot.
Hmm.
And if he's like for example, like at a boom festival, and drops this unknown artist that has 58 followers, he drops his track on like the Alchemy
Yeah.
Circle at like 2 a.m. when it's like heaving. But people are going to be like, what the, and it's heaving. Like, people are going to be like, what the fuck is this? Like,
Yeah.
not everyone, but at least
Yeah.
a sizable amount are going to be like, holy shit, this
Yeah.
track. Like, and now with social media and like, like how you can get music out there by you can put your boom set on Spotify, for example. Like, if you're signed up to a
Right.
certain
Yeah.
distribution list, then it goes up on Spotify. So things like that can also boost an artist that is unknown, just by the simple fact of having artists play these tunes on a big stage at certain big festivals. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's I guess the
That's
benefit.
one of the biggest thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, for small artists to like to release with labels.
yeah,
Like you are all of a sudden from no one, not no one, but like when you start in the space, you know a few people, there's a few people on your social media that maybe knows that you started making music, but if you just started and you go to a label, you're actually all of a sudden surrounded by like-minded people
yeah,
and your brand that you're working on, which is the thing that you basically do,
Mm,
is now associated with all these people that work with this other brand that you're a part of.
mm,
So I totally, yeah, I think like good labels as well, like people, labels that work
mm.
and do good, they put good music in the world. It's one of the best things for small artists to
Oh,
do. Like,
100%. And
and I assume that small, like I mean, big artists at some point, it's almost like the vibe you want to exceed, like you want to overdo, you want to outgrow a label at some point. You want to be your own brand.
yeah.
Obviously, you can still use their distribution, and you can still use the association for the brand. But if you go even beyond, if your name
Mm.
comes before, oh, isn't he signed in?
Yeah, no.
Like you didn't, you knew all the names when you were just a partier.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
I just knew names. I don't know their music. I just know their names because my friend told me before.
Exactly right. Yeah.
You want to get to that point that you just know the name before you know the music, or
Exactly.
before
Yeah,
you
it's like
associate
for
them with them.
example, like you're like, if you're at like a festival like Boom and you like whip out the set times and you're like, "Oh, I want to be at that artist like, set." You haven't heard the music yet, but
Yeah,
you already know that like
you know. Yeah,
you know
yeah.
you like you know where you want to be. So obviously that's a thing, but it's funny though, like with DS, obviously a lot of artists have started out on DS, like Lewis M is possibly the biggest example that I can think of, that is
Mm,
now that is quite current. His like the first release where I think he was like noticed was DS. He'd released music prior, like on I think Digital Diamonds,
mm,
but he had a 2-track EP on DS that like I would have thought that just automatically elevated him. And then he was working with DS for a
right.
considerable amount of time, and yeah, just that label, just like the ability of digital structures giving that platform for an artist to then grow in a sense exponentially, especially when
Yeah,
SciTech wasn't really, not, I wouldn't say not popular, but it wasn't as popular as it is today.
yeah. Not like now.
Yeah, not like now, no.
Yeah,
And for him to grow exponentially and end up playing at Boom, like I think a year after he released on Digital Structures, or a
that's
couple of years,
huge.
yeah, yeah,
That's what's nice for small artists because now they're associated with artists like this. When you're part of that
hundred
label,
percent,
people know that that label grew those
hundred
artists. So
percent.
you are just winning, winning, winning. If you make good enough music to get into these good labels, you're absolutely winning.
No, exactly right. And yeah, like I see this with a lot of other artists, like Mars from Mars. I think is another example of of like, even though like one half was like, even though they both had their own little things, and one half was like one half is Delirium and was Deadbeat FM, then they come together and all of a sudden, and they released their EP with DS during COVID, but this EP went crazy. Like, it was so popular. Like, it was well
Yeah,
received,
right.
because I guess people had time to listen to the music because not much going on in life,
Right, yeah,
and
yeah.
then after COVID, you see them playing at Azora, that they just played at Boom, and
Yeah, right. Sick.
this project has only been around for 5 years, and to see.
Really? Yeah,
Exactly
right.
right, yeah.
Huge.
So it's cool to know that the record label, because of, I guess, the person behind it, that's Yuli, and in a sense now more Australianized by myself, um, but also just years and years. I think it's now coming up to, since mini log days. It's what, 25, 26 years since Yuli
That's crazy.
took it over. It's 15 years, and it's very much affiliated with the big psychedelic festivals, because when those festivals were operating 15 years ago, they were still listening to this kind of music, so yeah,
True.
and
Yeah.
because of, I guess, the influence that, like, I guess Perfect Stranger has, like, the record label definitely holds its worth when it's when, I guess, festival bookers overseas or even here are considering lineups, and yeah,
Right.
digital
Yeah.
structures definitely, like, you can see it definitely holds that, like, it still holds like a place in a lot of people's, I guess, minds and hearts and shit. So yeah,
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 100%.
no, it's
Dude,
yeah.
may it keep doing that for years and years to come,
Oh,
man.
I'm not gonna stop. The only thing that will stop me is I guess yeah, like staying alive. So yeah, and
That's amazing,
I think
man.
I've got a few years up my sleeves.
Yeah, man, I fucking hope for that with the chaos you're creating, some harmony and
Yeah.
to a healthy living.
And on
Uh,
your end, what's music like on your end? Like what's coming up? What's like what are you working on?
it's
I know this is meant to be about me,
I
but
mean,
like I'm pushing it back on you now.
yeah, man, I've been like this is probably the least amount of music I've ever made in my life the last year. Because I've been focusing on so many other things and opening businesses and learning about businesses and stuff like this, and that's what kind of made my shift. And now I don't know if you saw on social media that I'm just posting like all the time, and I started so many new things, and it kind of came from coming back to music with this like fresh perspective of how you start a business or you want a business to
Yeah,
run. So I'm really focusing on that more than a lot of other stuff, which feels amazing. For like I find myself in a very cool place where like I'm within the music space. I'm interacting, but I'm bringing in something that I feel very comfortable or confident in sharing.
yeah,
Like I have more than a decade of experience to just like share some knowledge of what it takes and what it looks like and stuff like
yeah.
this. So that's actually taking a lot for my brain to I'm like on it in my brain. Like I just learn heaps, do heaps. I have so many things that I'm like working on now.
That's amazing.
Um so that's coming with the new envelope of what's gonna
Yeah,
come for the music projects. It's obviously gonna still be me doing the
yeah,
thing, but man, music wise, I am like I have so many things I'm supposed to do, and it feels nice. Do you see like the track that I'm like posting that I'm
yeah,
doing
yeah,
on
yeah.
YouTube?
Man, it's a
I think it's the one
fucking
we
banger.
talked about.
It's a banger. Oh, yo.
Thanks,
It
man.
is.
The
It's pulling in. It's pulling in.
Hey, that's a good name. I'll
Yeah.
remember that.
Yes.
Um, Yeah, man. So yeah, that's that. I love that. I love the fact that like I'm just putting everything out and people can see my mistakes. Like I took like three turns in the last session. Like that track could have been a track that goes halftime, midway through, which would be the thing that people might, if it would have went good, people would remember that track because it's a track that kind of breaks beat in the middle and then goes dugu dugu again.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be that track anymore. That idea is dead, and there was like a singer over there that I got from somewhere, and like the whole she was like the first verse ended up with her and it went into a break, and I thought it's gonna lead me to the next drop. Dead. It's not happening anymore.
Love that. I
And that's
love
a
that.
part of the
Yeah.
process. And it's nice that it's out. Like it's not if people want to see, they can see,
Yeah.
and they can see the imperfection. And I think the
100%.
imperfection is something that is missing on social media, but
Yeah.
also I don't think there's like gatekeeping on purpose
Yeah.
from musicians or
It,
from all of us.
it,
Like I don't think anyone have done this as much. Like I know there's the Art of Mr. Bill
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, like,
that he did, and I assume other people did that. Like more people showed how they
nah,
make a
not
track.
like this. Where I think when I mentioned like Shadowwick, but Shadowwick isn't like a producer. He's not like a touring artist. I don't know if he is.
Mm,
I don't know if he's played at festivals, but he like when I
right.
watched your videos, I was like, oh my god, this is like Shadowwick, but from an artist that I listen to like quite constantly, like on my
Right,
headphones.
yeah.
I'm like,
Because
fuck, like,
there's because going on Twitch,
yeah,
I remember that going on Twitch was huge, where there was like live music sessions and stuff like this. It did start,
yeah,
and that's awesome. It should continuously be
yeah,
that.
no, 100%.
Anyway, I'm very excited about that. So like I'm thinking of that is a big thing that I want to do now,
Mm,
and there will be another one in the series where I will talk to the mic and I will explain
mm,
more. And yeah, so I that's something that I enjoy. Like the fact that it's
Oh,
like,
that's awesome, man. And
I don't know, it's just like it's
yeah,
different. It's pressure,
and also like
because like
yeah, and also a big part of being an artist, like a big part that actually holds artists down is letting go, and
right,
because that idea of perfection or perfectionism is like is very much in a lot of people that are in this line of work, and
yeah,
the ability to just let go, like to create something and then just be like it's out there, like
fully
that's like with the imperfections, with what you're doing. Obviously, the final
huge,
product,
man.
the final product is is going to be something else that where it's like a official like golden nugget. But the whole process
Yeah,
of doing that is you letting go. You're just getting in there every day, and then you're just like, you know what, like to the world, you like have this, and it's like
yeah.
that is nuts. That is nuts.
That's also like there's another thing. I did my masterclass yesterday and I just talked about that. That like there's also the point that like you can make a whole track and you're just gonna not like it. And that's fine.
Put my
Like
head
it's
up and say,
just it
yeah,
can live in your drawer
yeah,
and yeah, and that's and you've learned what you don't like. And more than that, what I think, this is what I'm talking about in the masterclass a bunch, is that we have byproducts in our in the work that we do
yeah,
in this business. There's byproduct all the time. There's not only this ending product at the end, there's value in the byproduct, and that byproduct can be packaged into a product. So when you have this asset that you were working on, this new product,
yeah,
and it didn't work, all of that can go into a sample pack, or all of that can go into stems and can be sent to a friend to collab. You can give it away for free. Just give the whole thing, not as a track, just like all the samples for
yeah,
free for your people. Then it's not wasted.
yeah,
You gave to your community,
yeah,
which is a hell of a thing to do. It's just always amazing to do that.
100%.
Or whatever it is that you want to do with it. It's not. It's never like for nothing.
Mm.
And we don't have that. We don't have that in us. Like whenever I start a loop and it's not going anywhere, I'm like, oh fuck, I wasted like 4 hours. I shouldn't have done this. I should have stuck with doing the thing that I was supposed to do.
Mm.
And creativity came in the way. And it's
Mm.
like, no, it didn't come in the way. You can actually harvest that potential
100%.
into something that you can share with the community or the people that's on the other side of this.
Dude, you're
And
talking.
we don't do that
No,
enough because it's just not the thing that we do. We're supposed to finish music, and that's the product we sell, which is ridiculous that we focus on something that gives us like €2. You spent is like fucking 10 dozens of hours, and then you sell it for like €2, and you're like, this is I can't do this. It's like, yeah, you can't do this because the business plan fucking sucks.
yeah, yeah,
But
especially in this industry, that business plan is not viable. No, it's no,
not a vibe,
no,
dude.
no,
Not a
no.
vibe. Yeah,
You've got
that's
to,
what I talk about in the masterclass,
yeah,
where like there's a little shift that we all need to do, and I think a lot of it is from giving,
yeah,
and we have a lot to give because we work every day. You show
100%,
up to do music every day because you love doing music.
100%,
So whenever you do a thing, you have a thing to share.
100%.
And so I'm really excited about sharing some ideas and stuff that I have now.
No, dude,
That is taking more for my mind than like creating music. It's like creating concepts that will help musicians
yeah,
to fucking make it work.
yeah,
Because like that's another thing that like you can have a hell of a life, you would know,
mm.
out of being a musician. Like that you maybe not make a living out of it. Not a lot of us do, but you can make a hell of a life, which is
Oh,
like
100%.
my shtick now.
Yeah,
Like you can do it. If I did it, you're doing it.
100%.
So many people that I know
Yeah,
are doing it, and it's so worth doing. We
exact,
just need some systems that are not like that fucking business plan that we just talked about, which is
exactly.
what we all do, which is insane that we all just like go with this horrible business
Dude, and
plan.
also as time goes on, like, like I've always, thank God I was, I guess, introduced to this world where it was, where like one of the core, elements was gifting. And I thank like
Right?
I
Yeah.
thank the burner community for teaching me that, because that's how I guess I conducted my life in in this world, this music world since. But what I've found is also through time, you get to work out what system works for you. Because at the start, you're pretty much going off what someone else tells you, and then you're using that as a
Yeah.
template, and you're going about your business a certain way. But then through lived experiences, which is the most important, which is the thing that I actually value the most, is my experience doing things in this world of music, and that's how you learn to do something better, or change things up a bit, how to interact with certain situations, how to,
Yeah.
I guess, how to seek out opportunities. Yeah, it teaches you a lot, and the more you do it over time, the fucking better you get at it, like, and the better you get at working out certain things. And even in music, the better you get at producing music, and putting a better
100%.
product more times than not, is just by getting in there and having a crack all the time, every single time. And yeah, that's the biggest, like. But I guess music is not about making music only. It's about it's about performing the thing. Ultimately,
Yeah.
it's about fucking being the person on stage, and playing it to a dance floor where you want your music to connect with people. That's the most important thing. Like, that's the thing that gives me life. And that's the thing that I
Yeah.
think gives you life, and a lot of other people. That
Right.
idea
Yeah.
is life, and but to get there, it's not always easy. There are certain certain ways to communicate, and certain things that you have to do
Yeah.
to get there, and that's, yeah, again, that takes time, and the more time you do it, the more the more consistent you are at getting to live out those opportunities and experiences and dreams. So yeah, it's just pretty much a time game, and obviously
Yeah.
the main thing is,
Practice,
yeah,
practice and time.
exactly, and then,
Just like learning the guitar, man.
bro,
Just practice and
hundred
time, and don't
percent,
be a dick.
yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
seriously, like
Don't be a cunt.
if you have a bad personality, you're fucked. But
Oh,
if you're like a good dude
yeah. Honestly, like,
and you're persistent, you're probably gonna have a really good
oh,
time doing this thing.
100%, and like, that's the main thing. Don't be a
Um,
dick.
Good. Thanks so much for hopping by on
No,
this. I'm
I'm
gonna
stoked. Yeah,
cut us off for this
yeah,
one.
perfect.
But love you, miss you, man.
Nah,
Just gonna
yeah,
stop the recording.
yeah. It's lovely to connect, and also, yeah,